Well, to answer that question, fish that come from rivers or lakes, or maybe a little koi pond, for example. Welcome everyone to Belfast TV Live for Monday night, the 5th of October, 2020. We are in the OCTOBERTHON. We have theme movies to do, which is why the first movie tonight is going to be 1998's Deep Rising. Plans beyond that we will discuss later. We are now watching Big Black Noir, thank you very much. Or any of those other fake porn titles that was in The Boys this week. I already said what we're watching, Bob. And when has Let's Watch X thing ever worked on me? Literally never. Will it ever? I don't. But it hasn't worked thus far. Right, let me open that wee thingamajig up here. Oh, the one over there. Is Deep Rising on any service? I don't think so. I could be wrong though. It's a fairly mainstream movie though, so it should be very easily rentable. The truth is we've rather exhausted the horror from the deep that's available on Prime, or only Reverse Psychology works on Pete. How dare you? No such thing works. Are you mad? We're starting right away though. They let people filter in for a start. Plus, I have to have a top 50 ready soon, so I might work on that a little bit as I'm talking to you guys. Oofed. And this bright white of the pages is. I might change this to a black page just to help with my head. There we go. That's better. We're going to watch Deep Rising, Fletcher. Aye, I've switched my pages to black just to help my eyes. The white blinding light was unpleasant. Okay. Right, where are we? Are any of these horror movies? Oh, that is. Here's where I found out there's not actually 50 movies worth having on a list from this period. How is everyone then? How be people? What's hip? What's happening? It's not how you spell that word. Oh dear. Oh dear. Hey Tyler. Fletcher. Cindy. Red Boy. All the peoples. I'm a lot concerned. I'm not going to find 50. I've already done 3 years worth and I'm only at 11, and even then I'm not feeling super enthusiastic about the bottom half of it. Hopefully it gets better as I go. Otherwise, the countdown this year on the Octoberthon might only be a 25. But we'll see. We'll see. That was a good one. Oh, but this year has bugger all after it though. Jeez. Oh. I do, yeah, some more heads arrived. There was, however, no because when you get something off someone's wish list, you've got an option of writing a note. There wasn't one though, so I don't actually know who sent those ones. So if anyone would like to claim the Warhead delivery, feel free. Well, it was Fletcher who did the Warheads. Act of war, quite frankly. Yeah, I've got a funny feeling this countdown's going to be a 25. I'm really struggling. I'm halfway through the period, and it's not looking super plentiful. This is going much quicker than I'd expected it to. Wait, why is... Oh, there it is. Horror movies from the 2000s. Oh, I don't like that as much as I thought I did. Since the last time I watched it. Oh, some of these years have like maybe one that I'd think I'd put on there. If I watch The Boy or The Brahms 2, do I deduct 25 points for each or 50 points for each? If you watch either, you deduct 50. If you watch one, there's no harm in watching the other. I guess I'd kind of count that. Do you just have to watch that Sunday? Is that something you feel passionate about? It's on Netflix. I might just feel in the mood. Why would you ever feel in the mood? You only just watched the first one like 2 months ago. You mad? You mad woman? Yeah, it's on YouTube, Bob, but is it slightly sped up or slowed down to avoid detection? Because if it is, then it'll be useless for staying in sync. Something to be wary of with anything on YouTube. That's not some really weird, obscure movie that no one cares about. Um, um I don't know what the runtime is supposed to be. I haven't looked it up yet. Yeah, Dune being delayed sucks, especially that long. I mean, almost a full year. It's the same runtime for the rental. Yeah, there you go. How you spell that word? Calm down, Bob. Calm down. I'm excited for Wednesday. Waiting for Dynamite? What else is on Wednesday? Is there something else on Wednesday I should be excited for? Are they closing any cinemas in your area, Pete? One of the big chains in the UK has just closed till April and like basically fired all of their staff. I don't know about all the other chains though. I haven't paid too much attention. But between Bond being delayed to April, now Dune being delayed till late next year, there's basically no reason for them to be open now till after Christmas, at the least. Oh, Hubie Halloween's on Wednesday. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have words with Tim about this countdown. um, Top 50 of the 80s was relatively easy to get enough of them anyway. Maybe ordering them was tough, but it'd be a betrayal of Octoberthon not to watch Hubie Halloween. Wait, are we campaigning for Hubie Halloween on stream? That might hurt me. Oh no, I'm not watching it. Oh, well then. Duty? I have duty? What's that about? I have no duty. Hmm. Oh, thankfully 2000's got a few good ones. I wouldn't really count that though. Hmm. Now I'm just looking to see if there's anything lower down the Aries list that maybe I like more than I did back then. Maybe there's something that's grown on me. I doubt it, but it's possible. Duty. Uh dear. You mad people. Damn. I, I feel like I've scraped to 25 after looking through the whole decade. I've not ordered them yet. I still have to finish the order a bit, but ain't too hot. um, maybe one technically. Not really. Firefly being the past. Oh, I'm not entertaining this discourse right now. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do one for the 90s because I think we're going to be doing 2 top 25s. Unless the 90s ends up being so damn full that we just do top 50 of the 90s. Which is possible. Which is possible. Hello, Elsa. Welcome to the stream. I see, Elsa. We missed you the last one. Nah, it's looking like 90s will probably be a lot later 2000. Ah, dear. Oh, I guess that one counts. That's alright, Elsa. Whoops. Why when I have get a notification on my phone that's like late? Like, you know, I've already seen it on my computer ages ago. It is frustrating. Wait, can I even get to 25 for the 90s? Damn, I need to watch more horror movies from the 90s and 2000s. So I feel like I've got time to do it before we do make a list because we're recording on Thursday. I don't think Casper counts as a horror movie. Is there any chance we'll be watching the Vincent Price movies? Should I just added on stream? I haven't checked them, but I would say probably not, assuming they're the ones that I've seen. I haven't checked to see what they've added though. What's this emojis Tim sent me? I don't know how to decipher it. Relative to other decades, Elsa. Mask of Red Death, Fall House Usher, Tomb of Lygia, Theatre of Blood. I've not seen Theatre of Blood, so that's a maybe. The other ones I've seen, though, I'm sure. Oh, dodginess going on over there. Alright, seriously? Nothing at 95? Worth? Damn. 90s are rough. What's my most watched decade? I think, well, the answer to that's probably just the one that just ended, just because every decade I seem to watch more movies. So the ones you live through tend to have the most watched. Out of the decades from before I was actively watching movies, easily the 80s. Easily the 80s. I try and spread the love though, best I can. Oh, I haven't seen Monster Club. It's been on my radar though. Or was Firefly in the background? Oh, oh, jeez. I think. Damn. I I was doing some preliminary work on the countdown that I need to have ready for streams this week, and assembling a top. Well, it was supposed to be a top 50 horror movies of the 2000s, but I discovered that I really couldn't get to 50. I mean, I've seen obviously 50 plus horror movies from the 2000s, but in terms of ones that I like that I think deserve to be on a best of list, I was, I was getting to 25, but that was about it. So I was checking the 90s, thinking, oh, maybe we'll do a top 25 of the 2000 and a top 25 of the 90s. But I can't even get to 25 in the 90s. 90s is rough. Yeah, 90s is rough. What about Scream and Cursed wanting to make the top 25? I mean, Scream 1 would definitely make the 90s list. Cursed? Not so much. Uh, we had top 50 worst last year. I don't know if Cursed made it. If it didn't, it should have. Clearly, the anger wasn't there because it had been so long since I'd seen it. There were 4 Leprechaun movies in the 90s. And would you believe it? None of them made my list. I have now proposed to Tim that we do top 25 of the 2000s and top 25 of a subgenre. And we'll spend the year watching 90s movies and hopefully get to the point where we think we've got enough for a top 25. I actually think 70s would be easier than these two. Which now I'm tempted to see if it is easier. Because we had 50 80s a couple of years ago, and it honestly wasn't that hard. The subgenre is horror from the deep. Nah, because we need to start recording it soon, so I don't have all months of watching to be included for it. Damn, 79 alone has like 4 absolute classics. Yeah, but they were kind of shortchanging the actual countdown a little bit, Elsa, because it's always been a top 50. In fact, it's not even always. The first year we did a 4-part top 100 because we were mad. Good point, Elsa. Good point. We actually didn't plan for one, but it's not too late to do that if people want us to do a user generated top 50. Although that said, we haven't actually planned for recording times for it, but I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to squeeze that in if we wanted to. It would be very little work on our part. Well, there'd be no work on Tabs, it'd be a little bit of work on mine because I'd have to tally the results. And we're back. So as I was saying when it cut off, I don't know what the would be because last year it was top 50 horror movies voted for by the audience. I don't know what the sequel to that would be. OBS disconnected for a second, don't worry. That's not random YouTube nonsense. I think if we did, we're probably looking at either 2 top 25s or 3 top 20s. I'd imagine is the idea, but we'll see. We'll see. Did Bubba Hotep make the list for what, the 2000s, or for the top 50 last year for the best as voted for? I'm almost tempted to have you read Aliens versus Vampirella this month, but I'll be nice. Thank you. Thank you for your mercy. Top 10 horror movies directed by a woman. I'd have to double check what fall into that. Do I have? Would I have 10 picks that I'm passionate about for that? Because obviously, sadly, it's not like a lot of them. I mean, The Invitation would definitely be on there, I imagine. Hmm. Oh yeah, Sniper Party Massacre. Weren't all three of those directed by women? Girl Walks Home Alone at Night's another good pick. Near Dark's a fantastic pick. I didn't really like Pet Sematary that much. I mean, it's better than the remake. I mean, I'll give it that. Hmm. Hmm. 70s is, again, I've seen more, but in terms of being passionate about a top list, yeah, it's probably like 15 to 20. That said, though, the top 10 from the 70s is goddamn amazing. Oh, American Psycho. Freddy's Dead is terrible. American Psycho's a good pick, though. The Buffy movie, I ain't so hot on. Are you shocked? No, it doesn't have to be decade best based. It was just because we've done 2010s. We did that last year. We did 1980s at one point, so it just made sense to go to the 2000s next. Oh, that was a good pick. There probably is enough 10 for that. It's just not as easy to remember off the top of my head what's eligible for it. Oh. But yeah, it's seeming apparent that all our decade lists going forward will have to be 25s instead of 50s. And even then, we'll have to spruce up our viewing a bit to get to 25. I think over the next year is going to be a lot of 90s horror movies, just so that next October I stand a chance of actually liking 25 of them. Have we done foreign horror? No, we haven't. We haven't done a countdown like that specifically. That's one of those ones where I'd want to like watch a bunch more before we do it. Because I've seen my fair share, but like, there's definitely gaps in that, like notable ones that I feel. Hmm. Top 50 sequels. That's definitely one for some point. I think what we're going to do is top 25 of the 2000s, and then we're going to do top 25 of a subgenre. So we haven't picked what that is yet, but you know, could be slashers, could be zombies, could be vampires, could be it won't be werewolves because there's no way we're getting to 25 good werewolf movies, but found footage. Yeah, we ain't getting to 25 good found footage movies either. I don't know if there's going to be if there could be a top 10 found footage. I mean, there's obviously 10 that I've seen that I could rank, but where I actually recommend all 10 of them, I ain't so sure about that. I ain't so sure about that, Tyler. Oh, I'm yawning. I'd just be deep rising tonight if I'm yawning this early. Oh. What if the sequels top 50 is the one that viewers vote on? Yeah, I mean, that could work. I'd almost want us to do it as well, though, so there's a counterpoint. Like, here's our list, here's the fan voted list. But here's our list, which is the correct list. Well, our lists. Because we'll do one each. As we typically do with those bigger countdowns. How dare you? How dare you, Tyler? I've been so offended in all my life. Oh, Firefly and Wesker snuggling. The little menaces. Oh. We'll find out. Is it getting colder in Scotland? Is that why they are snuggling? It's a little bit colder, but it's not like super cold yet. I mean, it's not that rare to see them snuggling. I hear this thing in Scotland called Neds. Yes. Where did where did you hear of the word Ned? I mean, it's not that rampant, but um, it does stand for non-educated delinquent. It's basically just a word we have for a type of person that everywhere has. In England, they're referred to as chavs. Typically, they'll be wearing a tracksuit or possibly some Burberry, possibly some tacky jewelry, and they will think they're the most amazing, toughest people that there is, and they'll usually be completely thick, as my description of one. Oh, more delays coming in. Batman's now 2022. Matrix is December 2021. What was the Matrix supposed to be before? Was that like summer 2021 or what? Man, all these hefty delays. Joe, I have a lot of Hellboy on Comixology. I have not read any of it yet, barring like one little bit. Tim is a super Hellboy fan though. I literally just copy. Wait, so the Matrix got moved up? Did I get moved back? I don't know, Tyler. It's a conundrum. I suppose the whole idea is that the government's supposed to help them stay afloat, like everywhere else, during this time of need. Uh, Although I paid off my PS5 this week, actually. I didn't have to. Amazon don't charge till it's delivery time, but I didn't want to have to make sure the money was in the right account or anything, so I just wanted to pay it off. So, console and games are done. You mean taxpayers? Semantics. Same difference. Allocate the tax money to appropriate places. Aren't they always in debt? That doesn't seem like news to me for whatever reason. Maybe I'm imagining things. I'm pretty sure the UK is usually in debt as well. It's definitely going to be in debt with Brexit going on. Oh, there. Are they expecting Matrix 4 to be a hit with the Christians? Is Is, it, is that what you're suggesting? May the power of Neo compel you. May the power of Neo compel you. Ah, dear. That is fair, Elsa. That's fair. It's so funny. I got to go see Tenet, and it feels like we're back to like no theaters again. And it was like this one little taste of going to a theater, and now it's going to be months and months again before it happens. CD Projekt Red being as bad as what other company? Any other company or what? Connor was getting shredded on Twitter for that tweet. Yes. Um, I I don't think CD Projekt Red for the crunch stuff is as bad as most other examples. New Mutants was laughably bad. I am not surprised to hear that. um, Mainly just because the person who runs CD Projekt Red was very kind of open and honest and like candid about how he felt about it. Um, but I mean, 6 day weeks for a month and a half isn't like insanely bad, and I think the big thing here is that CD Projekt Red at the end of the year always take 10% of the profits and split it up amongst all the staff. So it's like a bonus, which so there is a benefit to them if it releases in time for Christmas and sells a ton. I don't know. I mean, the simple fact is everywhere has crunch, and not just video game companies. Any creative project of any time has crunch. So while I don't necessarily think it's a good thing, I feel like the only reason why people are giving them shit for it is because they said last year that they were going to try and not have crunch. But it is a little bit tiring. It's a little bit tiring having to have moral stances on so many things. And crunch with video game companies is just one of these ones where it's over a line for me where I'm like I agree it's bad, but I'm not going to get pissy about it, and I'm not going to like think about it when I'm playing the game or let it hamper my excitement for said game. So I don't know. I feel like I saw the game went gold, and my thought wasn't about the staff going through crunch. My thought was, oh great, I get to play it soon. And I don't think I should feel too guilty about it. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an answer to solve it. I don't. But I would hasten to bet that a good portion of the developers, maybe most of them, probably don't want me thinking that I can't enjoy the game or should consider not buying it because they've went through crunch, because that doesn't exactly help them either. It just means more of them will get fired, if not all of them, because the company will shut. Which I'm not saying is a risk in this particular case, but you get what I'm saying. Uh, So I guess what I'm saying is it's okay not to necessarily be a buzzkill every single time a game that has crunch associated with it is mentioned. Sometimes it's nice to enjoy something. We no longer make static choices. Yeah, but we can only have so many moral questions or moral buying decisions at once. It gets very tiring. So ultimately, you have a bar where obviously once things go beyond a certain point, um, as far as affecting my purchasing decisions, staff being overworked, well, I don't like it. I would be happy with games being delayed a bit more. The problem is with creative things though, it doesn't matter how many times you delay them. The fact that their crunch is only 6 weeks of a 6-day week is probably because it's been delayed so much before. Anything that's creative will never be completely finished, right? People who work on movies say this all the time, is that you never actually finish a movie, you just run out of time. And that's the version you're putting out. Video games are the same. If you let someone creative have all the time in the world, they will never finish the thing. They'll just keep tinkering, they'll just keep adding more to it, they'll just keep expanding it, and it will never, ever happen. So there's a natural, or run out of funding, of course, yes, that's the other option. But so there's a natural element of crunch whenever you have a deadline that I think will always happen at least a little bit. I think, yes, we have to get away from unhealthy practices where people are being forced to stay, like sleep at work and all shit like that, because that's just nonsense. Um, but the idea that you can completely eliminate crunch, I don't think is actually possible, and not just and not from like a greedy corporation like being evil and making their employees work. More just from a human nature point of view. Because how often have any of us crunched for something for ourselves, where we just do it because it's just how we are with things? If you're in a situation where you've got a deadline for something, uh, even if it's going all the way back to like university and school, like I never spread my work out over 2 weeks. If I had 2 weeks, I did it all the night before, and it's just how my brain worked. It's not a great comparison, admittedly, but you know I'm not a big Star Wars guy, Christopher. So won't be catching me on that one. Oh, a joystick. Very fancy. Yeah. I mean, they should try and make it as least stressful as possible, but I think there's always going to be an element, especially in creative stuff. I think part of that's just always true. Um, is that an interesting title? They could use a union, that's for sure, to keep things fair. Hollywood, of course, has got a lot of unions for all its various aspects. Not all of them, I don't think, but most of them now. Game developers do need a union. Wrestlers need a union, especially. Vince McMahon is running wild on them because they have no union. I know. The Twitch stuff is insane. Alex Silver, the bald guy with the beard from Dark Order, who's been cracking me up a lot recently. He's really funny on Being the Elite. He put out a tweet the other day saying he made a Twitch channel. He has no idea how to use Twitch, but he might need it someday, so he's made one. Oh, my ankle's itchy. What have I done? Also, my first good pins and needles. Yeah, it'll be some weird way to buy it. Nah, it's not fleas. I've had fleas in the house a long time ago. I had to deal with it with various specialized cleaning products and whatnot. This is just a random phantom itch. If I keep getting itchy there, I would maybe suspect something, but yeah, there's a few people at WWE who, I mean, I imagine a lot of them probably want to go elsewhere, but there's a few people who that specifically affects that they'll probably want to go. They're taking part of their earnings from Twitch. They're giving them mandatory Twitch like amounts they need to stream, which kind of stops it from being like a fun side hobby that they do. That also happens to earn them a bit of money. So weird. Uh, yes, Bob. I remember that in the original Halloween. Why are you telling me that? What prompted that bit of trivia? He clearly understands the movies. I highly disagree. I disagree with that completely. Uh, um, I don't know about on right now. Haunting of Bly Manor starts on Friday though, or is out on Friday. Is there anything else going on? I mean, Lovecraft Country's really good. I've been really liking that. All right, we should probably watch the movie soon. Actually, do we wait 20 or so minutes for David? If he pops up, yeah, that will be nice. Do 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 do. I mean, I'm familiar with the book that it's based on and the two movie adaptations of it, one of which was a pretty solid movie in the 60s. The other one was The Turning, which was garbage earlier this year. So I am fascinated to see how it ends up landing. Fascinated. Let's have a look. Do I have anything on the Twitters? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do do do. Do 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 do. Oh, I've seen the video, Dad. In fact, I own it on Blu-ray. So take that for what it is. Someone's giving us Babylon 5 tips. And the comments. Very interesting. Unfortunately, Connor had a work thing that stopped us from recording today. So Lovecraft Country and Fargo reviews will not begin up until Friday. So tomorrow there'll be a Screams, which was public today. And the bonus one should be tomorrow for patrons. And I should have the next Utopia out tomorrow. Assuming I get a time to squeeze it in, on top of watching the other shows and a movie for Ace. I'd say so, Fletcher. I probably should see all those movies. Gary Busey pet judge. I don't know what I expected, but I wasn't prepared. Six episodes. Well, in season one anyway. I don't know if it was a season two, but episode one, Mousy Tongue. A man sues his wife over the funeral arrangements for their deceased cat, and the widow is suing her employer for not insuring her dog, which she believes to be the reincarnation of her late husband. Oh dear. I don't remember Rude Boy. And I think seeing the image of Gary Busey with his little judge hammer and his cloak smiling has broken me. Has broken me. Oh. Hmm. Yes, gavel, that was what I was looking for. Do you think his son is a pale? Oh, if Jake Busey shows up, maybe it's a whole family affair. I love how they've got the initials GBPJ, as if as if that's a better way of saying it. GBPJ. It's actually quite a hard acronym to say. I had to think about that there when I said it. This is madness, is what it is. Absolute madness. Uh, hmm. I don't think theatres are going to be completely dead after the pandemic, but I do think it's going on so long now that at least a few of the big names are going to go away. So there's going to be less of them, which could lead to some interesting things because it means they can't have the big opening weekends that they had before. If there's less screens to actually show movies on. Well, to be fair, most of these issues from the descriptions sound like it's more about uh like legal things to do with pets, but not about the pets themselves. Those are all going to become super villain hide. I get that reference. That's good. I like it. That's good stuff. Oh dear. Oh, oh no. Pardon me. Dun 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 bum badum badum bum badum badum. You know, when those warheads arrived, despite the fact that they could have clearly went through the door was chapped. I went immediately to the door, and for some reason, instead of like standing there waiting to sort of give the package or anything, it was just left sitting at the door, which is actually really weird. I'm just giving like 15-20 minutes in case David shows up so he can catch the start. So since we're probably going to watch the one movie, I can wait a little bit. I'm being nice. In a rare case of nicety. Niceness. Niceticity. That's how they leave packages here. That's not normal here. Um, Not it would be the biggest loss in the world if someone walking past stole my my warheads, but midday matinee movie life for you from now on. Yeah, definitely quieter time to go. I think a better question is how long have they been delayed? The movies you've been looking forward to, Elsa. Are any of them coming before the end of next year? I mean, potentially they are. I don't know. I'm It's weird. It's so weird not to have to even think about it. It makes it easier to like just buy tons of games for the new PS5 and stuff because I don't have to worry about buying theater tickets for a while. It's just a part of the life that's just shut down for now. There's like no consideration for it whatsoever. Oh, okay. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Hmm. Do 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 do. I'll have to nab Crash Bandicoot 4 at some point. I can't really justify it just now, given that the new console's out next month. I'll be getting lots of games with that, so it's waiting for now, but it's on the radar. Is what I'm trying to say. Hmm. Can you imagine if the pandemic had happened between Infinity War and Endgame? I've seen other people mention that. Imagine we had to keep waiting for Endgame after that cliffhanger. It would be funny. Shazam 2 moved to 2023. Jesus. I'll copy and paste that into. Dun, 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 dun. There would have been riots. Yeah, people would be like, just put it out for a $30 rental on Disney Plus, you bastards. We need to know the ending of this movie. It is really funny though that the gap between Marvel movies for some people will be the longest they've went without a Marvel movie their entire life. Because there's people watching those Marvel movies now who are 10 years old. There are the entire time they've been alive, there's been at least two a year. And all of a sudden, 2020 has none. And we'll see. We'll see if we're actually back in theaters for 2021 in May. I mean, it's far away enough that it sounds somewhat possible, but. I wonder. I do wonder if any of them cave. When it starts to feel like everything's getting pushed for so goddamn long, and they're not been able to reap the rewards of the movies that they've been spending money on. I wonder if any of them do cave and just release it some other way. Oh yeah, I mean, Black Widow was maybe out in May. I'm pretty sure that's been done basically since the start of the pandemic. Maybe barring a little bit of effects work. They want the big opening weekend. They want to make $1 billion at the box office. Yeah, it's crazy, Fletcher. I mean, the first Iron Man came out the year after I finished high school, which is insane to think about. Did I ever give my opinion on Jamie Foxx returning for Spider-Man? That's so weird. I mean, are they doing some sort of like weird Spider-Verse thing? So they want some like actors from the old movies to pop up for a cameo or something? Like, why him? Everyone hated that movie. Everyone hated that version of the character. Not that he's, it's not his fault. He was painted blue and given a really bad script, but why him? You think Willem Dafoe, maybe. If they're going to do some multiverse stuff, but. What's so funny is they got J.K. Simmons back without multiverse stuff. He's just back as J. Jonah Jameson. So he's going to be the one character who actually looks like his counterpart. Could be a Ryan Reynolds Deadpool retry situation. I guess. Again, though, why him? Like, was Jamie Foxx really passionate about the character? Is he a big fan? But he also hates that movie, and he's like, I want to do this again. I want to do this properly. I didn't mind the first one when I saw it. It definitely has its problems on rewatches, but it has some things going for it. I probably like it more than the Raimi movies. The Raimi movies I don't think hold up that much. Even 2, which is the best of the 3, and does have some good things about it, but there's a lot of that I don't think works. He's a fan of... Yeah, but why would they want to pay him? Why him? Why? It's like the weirdest movie news story I've seen in a long time. It's legitimately head scratching. So weird. Oh, pardon me. I feel like with movies being essentially shut down in terms of theaters for a long time, like TV and video games are thriving right now. That's true. That's true. I mean, things are starting to film. In fact, hell, Glow got cancelled today, even though it got renewed for a fourth and final season, because shooting it with the safety restrictions that they all have to put in place now, just make it so unfeasible for any time soon that they just cancelled it instead. Which it sucks because that show's great. It's a casualty of the pandemic. But there are shows filming. There's stuff filming in New Zealand, especially. Certain parts of the US are allowing filming. So, you know, we'll see. Just relocate Hollywood to New Zealand. Problem solved. Yeah. But everything costs more though, because not only do you have to shoot in New Zealand, I believe they have to like go into quarantine for like 2 weeks when they get there to make sure they're not bringing it in with them. Glow Elsa, the Netflix wrestling show with Alison Brie and etc. Well, that was the other thing is Glow's been shot in LA up until now. So the location is a problem. The the large cast and the fact that it's a large cast who have to physically interact very closely with each other because of the wrestling part. Yeah, CW films most of its stuff in Canada. It's built a dummy Elliot where the Shire used to be. It's funny. It's funny. Okay. Hmm. Just reading a YouTube comment. Yeah, it really does suck. It does suck to be losing shows that were otherwise renewed and were given the green light, but are now being unrenewed. Thought provoking comment. No, it was someone asking if there was going to be more content on Raised by Wolves, which the answer was going to be no to, obviously. But hey ho. On the new Utopia. We got out of focus. Hmm. Okay. So what I will do is I'm going to go for like a quick break, and then when I get back, we'll set up and watch the movie. So don't go nowheres. Yeah, we're kind of waiting for David. Yeah. Typically, I'd expect him within the next 10 minutes. So if he doesn't appear, then well, he's going to be late. Then you'll just have to accept that. Anyway, okay, so I'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Don't go nowhere. Calm down, Tyler. That's a little bit. There we go, that's nice. Yes. No worries, David. No super rush. I'm breaking out a can of Monster. You know, I was nice and awake earlier. It's why I didn't stream on Saturday. Actually, I've just been kind of a early sleeping pattern for some reason. Which must be corrected. Verify. Why are you staring at me? Also, Gareth's clawing up in the corner. Oh. Oh, hey, Gareth. He's just off camera to my right. Oh, he's coming in. Oh. Firefly. Firefly is not an Ed. How dare you? Yeah, that's kind of funny how we're going to refer to this period like forever. In the same way that people reference 9/11 in movies, there's going to be the pandemic, that period of history. It's just kind of funny. Invite Wesker. Wesker's here. He's just down the floor. Going up, Wesker? Hmm? Oh, Wesker. There's a Wesker shaped dent in the couch waiting for him. There is. This is the Wesker dent. Every so often, Firefly or Garrus might steal it for a little bit, but it is definitely Wesker's dent. Wesker divides his time evenly between his dent and the bed. Oh, hi, Wesker. Oh. All the kitties are here. Hey. Hey. Hmm? Here's my push. Mm-hmm. Wesker. Yes, it's the opposite of the 20s that was past. On the upside, though, no world wars yet. I don't want to jinx it, though, so, touch wood and all that nonsense. Oh, Garrus is sniffing in Wesker. I am surrounded by cats right now. There's just cats everywhere. What has happened? Garrus is now sulking around the desk. You going after the warheads, Garrus? Oh, Wesker's decided to start making a dent in the other side. They did, Elsa. Probably did not help to curb wave 2, did it? Right, let me mute that. And then we will... Oh, David's here. How nice. How nice. I'm not going to feed warheads to the cat. But they would eat them anyway. They'd sniff it for like a second and go, "This is not meat. How dare you?" Okay. I am preparing the movie. The first thing is the what do you call that? Hollywood Pictures. Hollywood Pictures. So assuming we all start with the Hollywood Pictures intro, that means we can just pause it at 0. So just pause your movie at 0. It's a fairly mainstream movie, so everyone should probably have the same intros. Yeah, it's a defunct one. You don't get any movies from them anymore. I think it's one of the many that became part of Disney. That and Touchstone and oh. Garrus. He's climbing up the back of my computer chair. It's very loud. That is accurate. The Sphinx is indeed not in Hollywood. What do we know about this movie? It's not that much of a horror movie in the sense that it's from the same director as the Mummy from 1999. So think of it as a bit more light-hearted, Elsa, a bit more mainstream. I haven't seen it though, so I'm just kind of ballparking. Fly and Wesker staring into each other's eyes. I mean, not really. Firefly's actually got his eyes locked on Garrus. The guy from Dead Heat is in it. Oh my. Oh my, I did not expect that callback. Oh. Oh, this is the first stream in a while I've not had to like keep track of what do you call it? I don't know, that's just true last time. I didn't realise it last time, but I don't have to like keep track of the stream boss constantly changing. Very nice. Hey, Firefly. You spelled November wrong. Did I put an extra E in it? I always put an extra E in November for some reason. It's fine. We just yes. What's up? Firefly. November. Oh, that's weird. The extra E usually goes in after the M. Not that I think it's spelt that way, but it's like a typo I always make. I always like sort of whack the E in extra time. Oh. Yes. Alright, well, I'm set up. We can get started on the movie. We watch Deep Rising, cat. Deep Rising. I mean, you're a cat. All water's horror to you. Water's the enemy. Oh, okay. I did do it the way I always make the mistake. Good. At least I'm consistent. Okay. No, no, me, Burr. Very good. All right, everyone, pause your movie at 0. We're watching Deep Rising from 1998. I should unmute the movie for me, actually. Not very useful. Muted on the stream, though, right? Yeah. Oh, my old cat did that. But that was the only way my old cat would drink water. It was adorables. Okay. Pause at 0 on Deep Rising. And we count down 3, 2, 1 and press play. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. Far below the South China Sea lies an underwater mountain range with canyons deep enough to hide the Himalayas, deeper than any man or machine has ever explored. Throughout the centuries, countless vessels have vanished into the waters without a trace. Their disappearances have remained a mystery. Your female cats always wash their paws in their bowl. That is interesting. And kinda cute, actually. Well, this is definitely the Deep Fletcher. I'm not being mean. Firefly likes it rough. Yes. This has got a very adventurous tone, which I'm not surprised of, given that it's from Stephen Sommers, who went on to do The Mummy, but... Brainiac? I recognise that actor. He was in Last Action Hero, I think. Oh, the long-haired guy's Benny in The Mummy? Yeah, but he had all the horses, Tyler. It's a cruise ship with a dragon on the side of it. With some dodgy CG, might add. Think of my children. You don't have any children. Someday I might. Certainly my motto when I'm thinking of stream goals. Definitely getting mid-90s vibes from this. Oh, it's this douchebag. Oh god, what's he a villain in? I'm actually surprised this came out a year before The Mummy. You'd think it'd be a couple of years before he get his next movie out. Silence and Alarms, there you go. There you go. The Takagi. What's Takagi? And the fish monster's Hans Gruber? Is that what we're saying? Actually, no, our heroes are the Hans Grubers, because they're the ones coming to steal the place, or rob the place. That's a very young Femke Jensen. I've never seen her as a bubble gum bubble popper. Are you trying to imply that Miss Jensen's an attractive woman, Fletcher? I might have to agree with you. Oh, it's a dude from Gladiator and stuff. Oh, and this guy who's been in tons of things. Yeah, that's the one. That's a guy from Gladiator. Uh, I mean, technically, it does end with the Scorpion King, but which is a monster. So, admittedly, it's a little bit far from it. I the dude I recognised was because he was the captain in Sunshine. Although he's popped up in other things too. He's in Doctor Sleep, for example. He's in the Meg. Other stuff I haven't seen. Uncharted, don't make me think of good things. You can find my full thoughts on Sunshine, David, in an episode of the Atomic Cinema Experiment where we talked about it for like over 90 minutes. Yeah, there's more Scorpion King movies than there are the Mummy movies. Well, in that franchise specifically. Obviously, all Mummy movies the Universal have made, not so much. Because then you got to count the Tom Cruise one, you got to count the batch of the originals from the 30s and 40s. Yeah, I can hear Benny's voice. IMDb says action horror, and there's monsters. Just count your lucky chickens, rude boy, because this is probably going to be better than what we get for most of the rest of the theme. This business agreement with these fellas is going very well so far. There's a lot of toxic masculinity in this room. At least, like, wait till you're in a different room before you make your little wisecrack at yourself. I don't know if you really want them to hear that. Look at this technology. She's going to raid the place first. There's going to be nothing there for them when they get here. Yes, Chekhov's bubble gum. That's what that was. So is she a Catwoman? How dare I? Whoa, he just backhanded her. Is the rich dude supposed to be French? Because he has no, because he keeps saying Mademoiselle and stuff like that, but he has no accent whatsoever. A better Julia Roberts, I'd say, Cindy. If we're all at all interested in in the rankings. Uh, So these two are a thing, apparently. Do you think he's being cute calling it his basement, or do you think the writers just didn't know what to call that part of the ship? Yeah. I mean, cargo hold's not exactly a silly, you know, rare thing to hear. I mean, I'll accept it's intentional. I like her attitude. If they're going to store her with all the food, then she could feast away. Okay, yes, technically that's true, but he's talking about where stuff is being stored, which is typically the cargo hold. Look at all these discs. Look at how high tech it looks like. Because there's about 3 disk drives back to back. That just instantly makes it look more high tech in 1998. Oh, definitely better than David's. Of course, now the thought of having to change a disc at all is ludicrous. Now everything's just available without changing a single thing. The bad guys have got an inside man. It's Gojira! We're expecting monsters. There's going to be monsters. Oh, jeez, that woman's head got bashed off the floor. You're right, Garrus. That's a good question. Is Las Vegas susceptible to earthquakes? Also, she just got splatted. This is already better than Titanic. Well, I'm sure there's a protocol for it then if they're used to getting earthquakes. Can't trust mercenaries. What's the world coming to? Hey, I want to point out this is like the first time, or well, not the first time maybe, but certainly the rare time you get all three cats on screen at once. Wesker's right over at the edge. Got Garrus up at the top, Firefly next to me. Firefly, why do you always just sit there, staring at space? Or sometimes at me, admittedly. All three of them in unison, just like the CD drives. I guess, kind of? Mission Impossible. I think Aliens is a better comparison to Mission Impossible, even though they are trying to steal stuff. Wait, is this House of the Dead on a boat? They got to the party and everyone's already dead. Fair point. They said where the hell is everybody like 3 times now. This is just the culmination of every stream I've ever done. I remember doing a gambling movie. Yeah, but you can rephrase it a little bit. You can juice up the dialogue. Are you serious? That was the purest excuse for the Predator scene I've seen in quite some time. Aren't they supposed to be a team of like trained commandos or something like that? Oh, never mind. They're just enjoying firing the guns. And of course, Jensen's alive because she's safe in the freezer. Oh, aye, Jimmy and his twin brother Timmy. Aye, they've got the same motto as the captain. If you know, as long as there's a price. That was very lucky, given that she didn't really know what she was doing there. It was me thinking that they were going to be their, you know, the safety they were trying to get back to was this boat with them two on it. But they may be the first to go here if this, the creepy music and the looking over the shoulders getting to go by. Whoa! It's a chubby naked man. Oh. Good look in his eyes. Because the fish monsters did some nasty stuff to him, that's why. Can't say I'm surprised that Kano's not been in a whole lot of things outside of this little period in the 90s. Oh, he died? Oh, well. I will not make fun of his bad acting then. I will simply move on with my life. Obviously, I didn't think of that because he's not that old. But... Oh. Summer's really breaking out the Dutch angles for this. Yes. If there was any doubt that this falls into aquatic horror from the deep, I'm feeling pretty confident about it now. We got creepy, we're going down, you know, hallways with water in them. There's monsters. Oh, that sounded weird the way he said that. Like he was really having to force saying ass instead of arse. I think you can do a Dutch angle in the right time and place. But there's definitely directors who abuse them. And to be fair, this movie's not been abusing them. I just noted the shift. That's funny, actually. It makes sense, though. Yeah, the big star. You lose the big star. Well, let's not spend as much money on it then, because it's probably not going to be as big of a hit. The Australian actor. Some of the rich guys survived. It's all almost like the monster was waiting for the perfect dramatic timing. Gonna go for a ride. Because he's not too bright, Tyler. Oh, now we're in the lift. Firefly. Firefly. Benny just being completely insulted immediately. Oh, the lift's starting to do things on its own. You know, despite the fact that the budget got downsized after Harrison Ford left the production, I'm willing to bet this is probably going to have the biggest budget of any of the horror from the deep movies we watched this month. And this cruise ship has a lot of floors. Sorry, decks. Hmm. Uh, I could see that. Look at the camaraderie that's formed. We're in serious shit. I must now trust him with the gun. And we can walk towards the danger slowly, together in unison. And what ridiculous guns these are too. I really mentioned that. He took a long time before he went down there to check on her. I mean, it's a boring motivation. It's no Airbnb's taking the motel business away. That still is the best motivation we've ever had. Oh, he's flirting with her. Your worst dream might come true. Oh, now we're just ripping off Alien completely here with this. Oh, we actually seen some of it. And it's 1998 CGI glory. This movie is great. Benny's not doing so hot with that gun. Huh. That was a trailer line for sure. Ooh. I think Benny's still technically alive, yes. For now. The CG's gross looking. I'll say that much. Maybe this is the spawn of Grinner and the fish lady. The answer is I would never do that. They drink you alive. What a line. Yeah, all of a sudden your stupid heist doesn't seem like a big deal, does it? What's going on? There's nothing more Tim than Tim complaining that on Twitter that there's not enough time in the day to watch more horror movies when he's already watching 5 a day. Maybe he's going to get a hero. He's going to sacrifice himself to save everyone else because he's got nothing left to live for. Precisely. It kind of feels like they never, like there was never like a shock period where they weren't cracking one-liners or trailer lines. Like even that line he just had there was like, "Turn out to be one hell of a day." Like I don't know, dialogue's definitely on the rough side. I mean, I don't know if Summers had anything to do with writing this anyway, but you get the feeling that the Mummy definitely improved that side of things. The first one, anyway. The sequels, not as much. The part that bothers me more is the flirting. It feels really out of place. It feels like very immediately he said one thing about her looking nice and she just sort of smiled at him. Like, oh, that's so sweet. You're on a ship being hunted by giant monsters. Now's not a time. I mean, we have one woman character. She must be attractive and flirty with the lead. That's just the rules of 90s cinema. No matter how unrealistic it is. Ah, but she's been dead for ages. You know what I mean, David? I know there was literally another female character earlier, but she's been gone forever. Yeah, that was a kind of a dickish thing to say. Oh god, no, they're turning on each other. Beres is a bit like Marty. He does a little bit, actually. I've got a feeling Mulligan's not too long for this world. Yes, there's a Finnegan and a Mulligan, yes. So much for it not getting in there too easily. Oh, that visual effect. Because he's scared and stupid. That's why. Hey, Wesker. They're turning off the power. How can they do that? They're animals. Was that Wesker? Oh no. He's doing some Paul Reiser Birkin shadiness. I did not wish to hear of it, Cindy. Oh, this is some green screen shit. Oh, Wesker loves it. This actor playing a weasel? A villainous weasel? I'm shocked. Not intentionally. That was definitely the elevator pitch. Wait, you sure, Cindy? Wasn't Titanic 97? This is 98. Oh, Wesker. That was an island all of a sudden. There wasn't any hint of an island when they were coming up to the boat. Ah, I see. Maybe it's like when Volcano and Dante's Peak were both in production at the same time. Oh god, shoot him in the head to put him out of his misery at least. Oh, is he going to? He's turning around. He should have first. I'll be honest, they look like they're all part of the same thing to me, but they keep referring to it in plural. Maybe he shouldn't have wasted that bullet. That's an idea. Right. Wesker. You enjoying the movie, Cat? Wow, he loves Hellraiser, Tyler. Why is that surprising? There's my push. You got some sad music for the girlfriend death. He's going to start crying while he's working with the power tools. I'm gonna go pee. Let's let the movie play though. I'm sure nothing important will happen. Oh no! Rich man's back. Oh. Not on purpose. Wait, why? Why is he like a complete sociopath all of a sudden? He's like, oh, this won't be quick, but it'll be interesting watching the flare gun burn your face off. This guy's character's changed like every time the movies need him to. Now he's a complete like killer. Before he was the expert in monsters. Before that he was the rich guy who was driving the plot. Like he's basically just changed every time the movie wants a new threat. He's become the new threat. Or exposition dump, whatever. He's layered. Yeah, it's all one big thing. I'm waiting for Elsa's payoff to the story. I read the first half of it. Ooh, that CG. That's just straight up video game bus logic. Shoot it in the bulbing part. Well, no, David, but it would hurt a lot. He's not actually dead, is he? Surely this is a fake out, the whole Benny death thing. Oh. Oh, the boat's moving out the way. But maybe she really wanted to see Titanic. She's like, yes, I will marry you, but I also want to see Titanic. Huh. Oh, these visual effects have not held up. That was very erotic. She was like, cock it. And she's like, oh yeah, baby, I'll cock it for you. Why do I feel like this wants to be Terminator 2 right now? This is supposed to be Arnold on the bike with a shotgun. Yeah, every time they showed the CG for the monster. Yeah, they're going to kiss at the end to upset Fletcher. He's already on the island, isn't he? He's already on the island. Benny's alive. He paddled. He paddled. He paddled all the way. Yes, but now there's no privacy for them to have the island to themselves and make with the nasty sex. Was this supposed to be a sequel to this? Is this basically just Skull Island? Oh, there's a volcano and everything. I don't know. Best movie I've ever watched. That's a. I don't think I could quite agree with that, Cindy. Somehow it's a prequel to Lost. Somehow. Dun, dun. Well, 2 down, 6 to go. Plus 2 bitty movies and 1 Japanese horror film. Harrison Ford probably just didn't want to get wet. It was an alright B movie. I had fun. It's kind of in the sort of genre I enjoy. It was definitely lacking some really good characters that I could really get behind. But I think that's what The Mummy has over it, and why The Mummy's a better movie from the same director. Is that the characters in that, the main group, are really likable. Oh well. Maybe they didn't actually plan for a sequel. Maybe it's just meant to be like a fun kind of whoa ending. Pardon me. Matt's proclamations of Skull Island might be a little exaggerated. It was a nod to King Kong. So they're actually intentionally trying to reference King Kong. That's kind of cool. Pardon me. Well, I'm glad people had fun. Did all the cats leave? Yeah, pretty much. They all started wandering around when I went to the bathroom. But hey. The credits are still rolling technically, but you know what? I'm ready to go to bed, so I'm going to say my goodbyes. And bid you adieu. Has been a pleasure though. Next time I stream, I'm actually busy on Thursday, which is not usually doesn't usually happen, but I am. So it'll be Friday at the earliest next stream. But thank you very much for joining me. It has been a pleasure. I will see you guys next time. Good night and goodbye.